Hey guys, welcome back to Sprout Build. My name's Tiana. This video is about the seeds I'm starting this week, April 1st, and how all my seedlings are doing so far. I am doing a salsa and sauce garden this year, so that's the majority of my plants. I'm also doing some snacks and salads, so it's my goal to produce as much as I can out of my small space gardening. I'm also a Zone 5 gardener here, guys. So let's dive into the seedlings I've started this week, which are right behind me. So I have gone ahead and gotten some new lights. This is a T8 Barina. It's a 42 watt. I got a 4-pack from Amazon. So far, they've been doing good. I ended up buying these for the hydroponics tower, which I'll give you guys an update on later. But I think this is going to be a good start for my additional kind of overflow seedlings. So let me pull you in close and show you what I got. So I'm definitely planting a lot of annuals this year to fill in my perennial flowers. So this is definitely not part of the vegetable garden, but zinnias are 6 to 8 weeks to get going before you'd want to plant them out. So I'm going to be direct sowing these and transplanting out the seedlings. I did this mix last year, the Art Deco. Absolutely stunning and very interesting flowers, and the Under the Sea mix is new for me this year. I've gone ahead and started the scallions, the broccolini, and the snap peas. So both the broccoli and the scallions can go out before last frost, mid-late April, depending on the weather. So these will be planted out early, and they will definitely have some covers over top of them to keep them protected in case the weather does get poor. So I'm going to plant out seedlings, and I'm also going to direct sow, especially the scallions throughout the summer so that I can continue to harvest. I went ahead and started some of the sugar snap peas. Again, those can go out a little bit earlier before last frost, but they'll definitely need to be protected. So this is more a test. Again, I'm going to be planting out the seedlings and doing a direct sow on these snap peas. And I'm just wondering, how many of you guys eat the shells on your snap peas? I ran into a parent once who saw my family eating the snap peas whole, and they were very curious why we weren't shelling them and just eating the peas out of the inside. So I'm wondering who else does that. Some more of the flowers that I've started here are the Pro Cut White Knight, Pro Cut Plum sunflowers. I think these are going to provide a lot of structure for the garden. And again, I've started seedlings and will be direct sowing as well for continuous blooms. And look at this beautiful cosmos and the apricota. And for some fun texture into the bouquets that I'll be making this year, I've started the bunny tails. This is a new to me annual, so we'll see how that goes. So this is the setup right here. The Arrow Garden's been doing great. I did a full harvest of my 4 lettuces off there, and I've just let the kale go. I'm going to give this a little bit more time to harvest, trim it back, and then start some more lettuce seedlings here. But the Arrow Garden always does well for me. With the Arrow Garden, I do have a 3D printer, so I'm able to 3D print pods and reuse them, and or if they break or I can't get the plant off because, you know, the roots have gotten so large, I can dispose of them if needed. Here's the hydroponics tower. So if you guys were kind of following along last video, I was struggling with the lighting on the hydroponics tower. So I went ahead and got these, as I mentioned earlier, T8 Barina lights from Amazon, and they have absolutely picked up the quality of the lettuce. Look at how healthy and gorgeous that is. I've already harvested a few heads off here, and I've gone ahead and started some new seeds. So I have the Selenite leaf lettuce, which has been fantastic. That's the kale, the prism variety. The romaine I just showed you is the coastal star, and I've just gone ahead and started some spinach as well. So all plants of varying sizes. I just started some seeds the other day. And here's another look at the romaine. So very nice, very healthy. Very impressed with this hydroponics tower so far. I've added on 2 additional layers. I'm going to be adding on 2 more. I just need to get a longer tube for the pump inside. So off to a great start on the hydroponics tower. And then over here, so I'll give you an update on the crack key lettuce. I had 1 failure and these 2 are struggling. I've gone ahead and rinsed off their roots. We're definitely struggling with some root rot here. I'll see if I can get a good shot for you guys. But what we can see is some of the roots falling off and kind of rotting at the bottom. And then, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little bit of green growing on the inside. So the second one has a better kind of look of what's happened. There's that green. So they're doing, like, they're not doing good, but I think where I'm struggling is, I think with the bright light right here that I have, the Agilex, that's a 200 watt equivalent light. I think it's getting through the white of the 3D print, and that's what's causing the growth on the roots. So I'm going to rinse them off and then see if they pick back up again. But I might abandon these and just stick with the hydroponic tower because it's doing so well. All right, so look at these tomatoes. Wow, this is great. So I have 3 types of tomatoes here for salsa and sauce. So for the sauce tomatoes, I picked the San Marzano. For salads, I picked the Sweet Million Cherry. And then for kind of the salsa sauce and also for like bacon tomato sandwiches, I picked the Ruby Goddess Slicer. So each tray of the tomatoes, so there's 3 trays, is 1 type. I won't be planting all of these. I'm definitely going to support my friends and family and give out some. I'm a little bit concerned I might not have enough room, but so far they're doing great. They're nice and healthy. They're a good green. The texture on them is good. I do have a fan that I'm running throughout the day, not all the time, but just sporadically to strengthen up the seedlings. These ones are the Ruby Goddess, and I have a little bit of leaf curl here. I'm a little bit worried about that. I've been babying these ones. Some of them don't have it, it's just some do. It might be a little bit of transplant shock, but they seem to be bouncing right back and doing okay. So I'm not too worried. I'll probably trim those leaves off in a few days just because we don't want dead and rotten leaves around our baby seedlings. But looks like they're going to be okay. They'll just need to be planted a little bit deeper, which is actually just fine for a tomato in the garden. And then this is where I haven't been doing the best, but doing okay, is the strawberries. So I got sick for quite a while there. I had a flu bug and then I got a second flu bug, and I have just not been able to tend to my plants as much as I wanted. I forgot a watering once or twice. So I had a few die out, but this is what I have left of the strawberry seeds. I started these in early January. I put them in the fridge for 3 weeks for their cold stratification. They came out, pardon me, put them on the heat mat, and they've been under the lights ever since. I've since repotted them up 1 size, and the ones I do have are doing good. So I'm going to go ahead and try and start some more seedlings, although later in the year. I'm still happy. I'll probably be putting some of these in a secondary hydroponic tower. And these tomato seeds, I would have started probably 5 weeks ago. Yes, and they just got their pot up this week, which I did in an earlier video, and I'll just show you guys there. And then the peppers, these look so great. They're green, their internodal distance, so from leaf to leaf, is a great, great size right now, great color, great texture. So here I have the spicy sliced peppers and the prison peppers. So these will both be used for salsa, and these ones are going to be used for the sauce. So I started the peppers the same time as the tomatoes and transplanted them up just this week. And here we go. So we got dill. You don't need to start your dill now, guys. This is a little bit early. I just wanted to test this seed because it is pelletized, and sometimes pelletized seed doesn't last as long. But what I'll tell you is that some of these seeds, one of these seeds, these darky parsleys, they're from 2018. So seeds can last a very long time. I wasn't sure if they would germinate, and they have. So I have darky parsley, so like a really small leafed parsley. I have your traditional flat leaf parsley, and then I have the dill. I love to grow dill, not only for the herb, but it attracts a type of caterpillar, the black swallowtail, which is just fantastic. There are so many of them. And if your children, or if you have kids and your kids are interested in kind of rearing caterpillars are an easy one to bring inside and keep feeding dill. All right, the onions here, guys, these look so healthy. These look great. I have two types. So I'm a long day onion grower. I have the blush and the Walla Walla varieties, and they are looking really good so far. So I'm keeping them trimmed. They've grown a little bit. I'm trying to keep them about 4 inches, but so far they've been getting nice and big around the bottom. They're putting on lots of leaves. The more leaves you have, the larger your bulb is. So I'm looking to collect some nice large bulbs by the end of the year. Ooh, let's not cut that one off. Let's make it in. There we go. So I started these onions, I think it was the second week in February, and they hit the heat mat right away. So a lot of these plants hit the heat mat. I only have one heat mat, so it was just starting plants week after week and making it work. If you guys have any questions on anything I've gotten started here or what you're seeing, do let me know in the comments below. Hey guys, I hope you liked the little update on all the plants. If you have any questions, when I started it, where I got my seeds, all that, just throw it in the comments below. I'll see what I can answer for you guys. So just recalling, my goal is to make as much salsa and sauce as humanly possible, to eat fresh and then to can. As well, I'm looking at doing garden salads all year. My family absolutely loves them. So I'm really going to be relying on the hydroponics tower to be producing the lettuce. Because in the middle of summer, your lettuce is bolting and it's too hot to grow. So I'll be relying on that, which is great because it's going to give me a little bit more garden space. But besides the salads, I also want to have like snacks for the kids, to keep them gardening and keep them working with me. My kids are older, like they're teens. But for them, like we're growing snap peas. We're going to grow, the broccoli is for them. The carrots are going to be for them that we're going to direct seed. And then I'm also going to do some zucchini for myself. And, we have the strawberries. I have a blueberry plant, a raspberry plant. Just keeps them engaged. And, it's a very fundamental thing to learn, how to garden for kids. So that's kind of the strategy. That's what I'm planting. All of it's going to be in raised garden beds. I don't have a big space, guys. I have a 20 by 25, maybe 30-foot front yard. My backyard is more utilitarian. It doesn't get sun all the time, so I don't have a big garden in the back. I'll show you my backyard in a few videos once we get back there. But in the front yard, my problem is we're in townhomes, so I have vehicles in front, and there's other houses, and it's not very private. So last year and the last 2 years, I've spent building perennial beds all around the edges, so that at least as the summer comes and I'm just hanging out in my garden, it's a little bit more private, and it feels like a more of a kind of European garden space. So out front, I'm going to build 6x3 garden beds. I'm going to be doing them out of cedar. I'm going to do 2-inch cedar. I've had a raised garden bed out front before. It did really well, but I did take it down to build the garden. I did repurpose all of the soil and the wood, so that was that was nice to just repurpose everything. But my goal is to get a better soil mix this year as well. Last time I used like a potting soil, and I know there's tons of different theories on the best garden soil. I think I don't want to just do like garden soil, topsoil, compost, because it's like direct sun all day. And I found that the potting soil dried out quite a bit. So I think I'm going to do a mix of peat moss, compost, garden soil, and sand. I'm not sure about the sand. I've been doing a lot of reading and seeing people's reviews on how their soil works for them. So I'm still making some last minute decisions. So I will be taking you along. I'll be building the garden beds. I'll show you guys how I'm doing that, filling the soil. I'll take you on a little tour of the front yard. On that, guys, I think that's it. I think that's the update. That's how everything's growing, and I look forward to keeping you guys updated. Sorry I missed a video there if you're following along, but this flu season was absolutely brutal. I got taken down and I'm just starting to feel like myself again. So excited to be making videos again. All right, guys, let me take you outside and I'll show you the front yard real quick. All right, guys, so we're out front. I'll just flip this around. All right, so here's the garden. This is my front space, and that's the front of the house. That's our wood shed that I built last year that needs a little bit of staining to get rid of that, and that's our bike shed. I've definitely had some rabbit problems this year, as we can see by the droppings. This is my bridal wreath spirea, and they have just attacked it. I've lost about half the shrub here. But we have our boxwood, wigelia, burning bush. I planted about, I don't know, maybe like 80 or 90 tulips in the fall, so I'm really excited to see all those coming up. Some grasses, a little cedar, some mock orange, a smoke bush, and a hydrangea. And then all of this grass space is going to be 1, 2, and then 3 raised beds. I'm going to have to give myself a little bit more area here. And I think the plan is to take up the grass and do the pea gravel that I have out front. I don't do my own grass cutting, and they're terrible at it, so pea gravel is better. This is the blueberry plant, which unfortunately, again, succumbed to the rabbits this year, so I'm hoping it makes a pretty good comeback. And then along here is where I have most of my annuals and do my flower garden. And then I'll be plopping them in throughout here. And then right here is my strawberry pot. I haven't seen any growth popping out yet. I'm hoping to see some. If not, I'll be buying some more strawberries and starting some more from seed. And then that is my raspberry shortcake, which has definitely come back strong on a lot of branches and produced about a bowl of raspberries for me last year. I'll be using the pots for annuals. So I'll give you guys another show, but this is kind of what I see out front. So that's why I've been working on the shrubs, and I might be planting a tree there this year to kind of block all of that. Well, guys, that was the front yard tour. I hope you liked it. It's not much, but it's my little piece of property, and it's my goal to make it the most enjoyable garden that I have. My dream someday is to own some larger property, but we'll see what the future has in store for me. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next week. I'm definitely starting some more seeds, give you an update on the plants, how they're doing, and hopefully I have my wood to start building those raised beds. So I'd really like to get them started, get my soil in, and just have that wonderful spring feeling. So bye for now, guys. See you soon.